Morning everyone. Today's the day that we're going to do those steaks on the smoker and the barbie, and I'm also going to get started on the bike rack as well. Got the doggos with me. They're both there. There they are. I'm going to take them down to the dog park first, give them a bit of a run. They haven't been for ages. Normally just take them for a walk around the block here, but yeah, I'll take them to go see their mates. Then I've got to get home, drop the dogs back off to the missus, go back to the shop. She needs some stuff, so I'll go and get that. And I'll get started on that bike rack. I've just fitted it to the car and put the bike on to make sure that it's all good. It's quite high, you'll see it in the video. I've already filmed that video, but I'll put that after this clip. It looks pretty good. It's very unstable. It rocks around like anything, so yeah, that's going to get a nice a weld job and make it nice and solid. I figured out where I'm going to put the two red reflectors, the number plate and the orange reflectors after I paint it, so that should be sweet. And that way the cops can leave me alone. And that's about it. So I should get it done in a day. It's pretty cloudy today, so, and quite cool, so if it doesn't get any warmer, it's going to be a bit hard with the paint, because the paint's going to take a while to dry, especially that hammer finish paint. I think that takes a little bit longer because it's quite thick. So but yeah, we'll get all the welding done today for sure, and at least get one coat of paint on it. And then I haven't read the instructions on the paint, so if it wants, you know, 10 hours between coats or something stupid like that, then yeah, it's going to have to be tomorrow. I need the rack by the weekend, and today's Wednesday, so yeah, it needs to get painted today and tomorrow. So I should have enough in that can there to do 2 coats, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll go to the dog park and we'll catch you in a bit. Morning everyone. I've got the bike rack up on the car. It's very high. Don't know if I want it that high, but saying that, I did have a low bike rack, and reversing out of a mate's driveway, the front wheel hit the ground and buckled the wheel. I got it straightened, but yeah, it's quite high. I'm going to see if I can lower it, because for me, I'm going to weld it so I can have it at any height I want, really. That's just got the belt there. It's just got the bolts in it at the moment. I've decided I'm not going to cut this. It's not worth it, because my bike's as far forward as I want to put it, just so it doesn't hit down there. And then if I'm going to put another bike, it'll probably be here, so I'm only going to be cutting 150mm off, so I'll just take these off and leave it. So that's cool. I'll still take these reflectors out, because they're going to get in the way when I'm painting. And you can see it's got, so I don't want to scratch a bike, but it moves big time. And I'll zoom out. Yeah, it's got a good 100mm at least to play backwards and forwards at that bottom connection there. So that's good. I just want to make sure it fits. Yeah, it's a bit high, but I think I'll live with that. I think it's probably good, so it doesn't hit anything. It blocks the number plate, but like I said, I've got that secondary number plate, so that'll go on down the bottom. I'm just trying to figure out where everything's going to go. And the reflectors, so one reflector down the bottom, one reflector where that giant sticker is, a couple on the sides. I might even put some rubber. I've got some rubber just here, because that's where the bike's going to hit if it hits, so I might put some rubber there. Other than that, pretty good. Yeah, so I think I'll just make a few marks where I want the rubber, where I want the reflectors and the number plate, and we'll get onto it. Here we are at the dog park. It's not a bad spot. They did a bit of they changed grass, but it's already dead. I think it's just the shade and the water just really gets into it. Dogs are having a good time. I think we're going to go soon. Sniffing and pissing on everything. Heaps of people here anyway. And then it's fenced off, so there's a different area there for the bigger dogs. Right, I think it's just cracked 9 o'clock. dogs are back inside. I ended up having to go in and wash them in that dog bath out the back there, just from their legs down. They got filthy, and it was a bit wet at the park, so they got a bit of mud and stuff all over them. So yeah, I didn't want them inside making a mess, mud everywhere. So go and wash them. I'm just going to zip up the shop now. I got a bit of a list, so I'll yeah, next time I'll be in the shed, I think, starting to grind some paint off and doing some welding. Oh, so we're back from doing all the running around. Thank God. Now it's I know it's going to be another crazy day today. 10:30. So about 11, I'm going to go and turn the smoker on and get ready for those steaks. I'm going to do the steaks because we've got a steak. My missus is home today and tomorrow, so we're going to do a nice steak in the smoker today for lunch. And then we had a roast pork shoulder in the freezer as well, left over from another dinner that we had. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So I'm going to film the steak today, but I'll put the steak and the pork in a different video at a later date. But so we'll just concentrate on this bike rack for the moment. So I've stripped it all. They're all the things off it. I'm only going to be needing one of these. The other one, and I managed to get it off by squeezing that little, I don't know, whatever it's called. So hopefully I can reuse one of them. The other one don't need anymore because that's going to be welded. Some of the tools I used, I couldn't get those reflectors out. I took the screws out, but they're glued in. Pretty sure they're glued in. I still almost cracked one. Well, I did crack one at the end there. So everything's sanded. Sanded with, I did the bits where I'm going to weld on the grinder, on the bench grinder with the wire wheel. And then everything else I did with 80 grit with the sander. So it's got a nice nice scratch surface for the primer to stick to. Dex, what are you eating? Huh? You know you're not allowed to eat. What are you eating? You're going to have to go inside soon because you don't have welding mask. This is all set up. Welder's all set up, ready to go. So I'm just having a guess. It's pretty thick metal, so I got it on 3. Might have to go to 4, we'll see. I've got it kind of sitting with that spanner, just so it's all level. Just so it's not crooked. It's all sitting in nice. You can see it doesn't match into the old bolt hole. I've put it down a bit because I want to chuck some welds in there, so it goes from there to there, and then I'll weld all the way around there. Same on the other side, and probably drop a few tacks through there, some nice big thick tacks in there. Earth's ready to go. I sanded up my table while I had the sander out and redid it with the WD-40, so it looks nice, and it had a fair bit of rust on it. I dropped some water on it a few weeks ago and it's all rusted up, so that's the bench that's normally in there. So I just wheeled it out and we're all good to go. So this bit doesn't need any welding, so that's just going to get hung up with some wire, primed and painted when everything else does. And it's only that bit that's on the bench there that needs welding, and then that bit at the end there. So piece of piss, shouldn't take too long. I'll leave this set up. Should be fine. I don't think it'll break the camera. We'll see. I'll just leave it there, I think. Yeah, that's a good view. Cool. Smell my crops burning. I think we've got a wire jam. 2 seconds. Business. That's the only thing about MIG wire. If you get a what's the name? Like it folds down there and breaks, you end up with what's left in the thing as spare. But that's cool. I use that to hang up the things to paint them. Wow, that burnt my hairs. Alright. I'm no welder by any means, but once you scrub that up with the wire brush and paint it, she'll come sweet. So I've done kind of, you don't want to weld where you can't grind or sand, so that's why I didn't go too stupid in there. I just put 2 tacks in that corner, but that probably didn't even need it, it's fine. But yeah, it doesn't even need to be welded through those holes actually. The focuses, yeah, that's plenty of weld. I'm just going to grind all that back off, but I'll weld the other bit now as well. Probably won't film that, it's more of the same stuff. So yeah, I'll get this bit now, make sure I get that the right way actually, because that's going to be a trap for young players if you welded this the wrong way. So make sure that's all good, and I'll get back to you when it's all welded and grind it up and ready for paint. Alright, so she's getting there. I've decided to go down to bare metal pretty much everywhere. Bits and pieces, doesn't matter. But when I was welding, the powder coat was bubbling from the heat, so I had to get rid of it a fair bit. So I thought I'll just do the whole lot where it needed it. The weld's tidied up pretty good, not too bad. I mean, you could get the welder back out and fill in those low spots and then grind it again. But nah, I'm not going to bother. It's good enough. Good enough for a bike rack. It's plenty good enough. So she's all ready to go. So next step now, I'm going to go put those stakes on. I'm a bit late, but it's going to be late lunch, but that's alright. So next step for this is wipe it down with acetone. Probably give it a compressed air clean. Wipe all the parts down with acetone and hang them up. I normally just hang them off that beam there where the gutter is. So I'll do that and then prime. I'm only going to give it one coat of primer. That's if it needs it actually. I haven't even read the instructions. Tough drill, quick drawing, prepare, repair, complete. All good. Hammer finisher, directly to bare steel. Non-ferrous metals and aluminium should be primed with a super etch primer. So you don't even need to prime it, so that's good. I might just give it a dusting with primer. I like to use primer, so I'll probably just give it a dusting with primer, and then start coating that. Let's have a look how much. Oh, the postie just came. They must be getting sick of coming here, but that's the stand I needed for my bike. So that was from AliExpress, and that was less than about a week. That was, so not bad at all. It's a bit of a funny one because of this. This bit here has to be quite long because there's a brake where my finger is. There's a brake caliper. So that was the only one I could find. I've been to a few bike shops and none of them had anything that fitted. What else rocked up? Oh, my new front light. Remember I was saying that front light I got doesn't last very long. Apparently this is the one to get, so we'll see about that. But yeah, it's got very wide, well, 330 degree beam angle. Does all funny disco lights and all that kind of stuff. So 110 bucks. I got it for 55. Not having a big deal, big sale on, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I got the exact same one, but red for the rear. That should be here tomorrow. So we'll charge all them up and have a look later. But anyway, I'm going to go get this steak underway. Otherwise the missus is going to get angry. Lunch is going to be, what's the time? 20 past 11, yeah. I'll turn the smoker on. Alright, back soon. Okay. Editing this video is going to be fun because I got the steak video, which is going to be separate to this bike rack video, and I'm filming from one to the other. So yeah, I've got the primer on. Just a thin coat, and it doesn't take very long to dry. I'm going to go check those steaks in a minute. And that one, ready to go. The welds come up pretty good once you sand them and prime them. Yeah. So that's all good. I'll just give that 10-15 to dry, and we're all looking good. I've had a bit of a tidy up here, so that's all good to go. This is all kind of back to normal. So yeah, I'll go and stop this video, start a new one in about 2 seconds, and that's going to be the one for the steak checkup. And you can see another cracker day. Looks like the clouds out of The Simpsons. Yeah, beauty. Alright. Hey Dex, what's going on, mate? Hey, go back to sleep, mate. So these come up really nice. Pretty impressed actually. That paint really hides your welds if you're not that good at it, like me. Come up really good. I just hope that's quite high up, higher than me. Which hopefully I've got all the paint that I need. I've got a bit left over, so if I've got any touch-ups. But yeah, it's like plastic. It's very similar to powder coat. Very similar finish. Go this way in the sun. I don't know if that's... Yeah, it looks really good. I didn't weld that bit, you can tell. Yeah, so I'm going to give them Gonna give them until probably the weekend. It's only Wednesday today. I don't want it, that dries pretty quick, but I want it to go really hard before I start putting bolts through it and scraping metal on that hinge point, and also rubbing these back down. I might even lube them up, put a bit of lube in them of some sort, some Vaseline or WD-40, or even a candle that I use for the chain wax. I'll just put a run a candle through it just so it'll go on nice. That's that stand, so that'll be, I'm not going to make a video about putting a stand on a bike, but yeah, that's going to go on the bike. And this is that light. How do you turn it on? I think it's just that. Press and hold. No. Didn't come with instructions. You got to download them, which is a bit crap. No, it doesn't want to turn on. Anyway, might have to connect it into yeah, stop reading now and go for a ride. I'll have to get the instruction book. That's it. It just says download it. So here it comes with a tiny little don't know what that's for. Where does that go? Must be, I'm gonna have to get instructions, but anyway, that's the light. Yeah, so that's it for that. Steak was bang on as well, really good. So I'm gonna do those two videos. Well, I'm gonna separate all the stuff that I recorded today for the steak. That's going to get separated out of this video and go into the tomorrow's video about cooking the steak and the pork. Not having, yeah, anyway, so the steak will go into a different video. So this video is all about this bike rack. So cheers for watching. Another successful mission. I'm not going to put the bike on, like I said, till the weekend, so I'll probably show it in another video completed with the bike on, because what I want to do is put that number plate down here somewhere. I measured it. Reflectors on the side, and that's it. So that's the next job, but I'm not going to make another video about that. I'll just, next time I'm out the front with the bike on there, I'll show it to you guys. Cheers for watching, and we'll catch you next time.